whatever receiver you have, I'm going to elevate their game.
I'm glad you said that. Sorry, I'm glad you said that, but compare that to Josh Allen.
Josh Allen does that as well.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Don't do that. Stephon Diggs was there. That's what.
He was MVP
Stephon
last
Diggs.
year. Who was their leading receiver?
No.
Khalil Shakir?
No.
Khalil Shakir?
Straight to the action, there's a lot going on. Trying to lock these predictions down, right? Call me John. I'ma talk to Jared, cause he might keep me calm. Had my top pick for this week, but he bombed. Caleb said he had a weak, but he's strong. Jonathan said he repeat, now it's on. In love with the game, who you got, can I wait? Drop by the dorm, come and watch, it's the babe.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dorm Debate Podcast, and welcome to our Week 10 recap episode. Man, it was an interesting one. I would say the games were about below average for Week 10. Did you just clap?
Yes.
For your mic?
I thought you were doing a great job, man.
No, we're fine. Just like the start of this pod, below average. The week was below average. Caleb and I both fell asleep during the 4 o'clock games. So that just tells you how interesting these games were. Not very. As you can see, though, we have no John. John is gone. He's in Dublin, as many of you guys know.
If you caught the live, you would have liked what you saw.
Oh, yeah, dude. Looking great with the suit. And that, you know what? The jersey over the suit look might be like a trend now.
Yeah, you could see like the tie coming down. You know what I mean? I think
looks good.
I think he's onto something.
Maybe for some people that are trying to go for job interviews might be the way to go. I don't know.
Yeah, show your allegiance and your professionalism.
Yeah. But we actually have, and we have Jonathan here because he hasn't said anything yet, but he is here. John submitted a speak pipe. So we're going to listen to that right now. He said to play it at the beginning of the pod. So we're going to play it, talk about it. I haven't heard it yet. None of us have heard it. So it'll be a completely new topic for us to start the pod. But let's get into John's speak pipe from Dublin.
What is up, Dorm Debate? It's John here in Dublin. Sorry I'm missing the podcast, but I know you boys all hold it down. We got to come to Dublin if we ever have the chance. Everything here is crazy. The people are crazy. The culture is awesome. I've drank more Guinness this week than I have in my entire life, and they say Guinness is better here. I believe them. It does taste better here than in the United States. It's fresh, and I didn't get to watch the games today, so I know you guys will talk about all of them, but yeah. I don't even want to look up highlights of the Giants. They're 0-4 when leading by 10 points on the road this season. How is that possible? Like, Dart, you got to stay in the game. I know it was kind of unlucky and stuff like that, but also Jonathan Taylor going nuclear. Achan did his best Jonathan Taylor impression. How did the Bills lose? I don't even understand. How did the Dolphins win? And also, is Davis Mills like an actual thing? Does that mean anything for the Texans coming back from 29-10? I don't even know what to think, but you guys are gonna have to break it down. And I gotta tell you a story about the big dumper when we get back. Next podcast is gonna be crazy. We're doing story time from Dublin. So peace. You guys will hold it down. I'll see you guys next week.
Jonathan, do you know who the big dumper is?
I do not.
No? It's Mr. Cal Raleigh. Have you heard of Cal Raleigh?
I have not.
Jeez. Uncultured, you two. You got to watch some baseball, America's pastime. Up for MVP this year. Literally, it could be MVP.
Who's going to, you tell me Shawi, whatever his name is not going to win? Come on.
Well, I think it's NL and AL. So there's an NL MVP and an AL. So the AL one is Cal Raleigh versus Aaron Judge. Okay. Well, and then Shohei's winning the other one.
People are just watching baseball nowadays because of Shohei. That's all you need to know.
Well, it got better viewership.
Cal Raleigh won the home run derby. So
okay,
he won the home run derby. He had the most home runs this year as a player.
Are you talking about the All-Star game when nobody tries?
No. I'm talking about the home run derby, not the All-Star game.
I mean, isn't that like the All-Star weekend when nobody tries?
Is it comparable?
No. People try. People try. They try, but he tried harder. So that'll be an interesting story.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Down though, because I actually fell for one of the Twitter comments that said that Brian Daboll got fired. It was like a verified Twitter account, and it was like Brian Daboll has been fired, and I kind of believed it because I'm like, Well,
you gotta be careful.
if you think about it, why should he stay? I mean, talking about the fourth quarter, or what was it, 0-4 when leading in the fourth quarter. He can't close out a game. Uh, I don't see any progress in this whole team that would lead me to believe that he should stay, except for the fact that when you get rid of a head coach with your rookie quarterback, it's always going to be an adjustment to now find a new coach that clicks with the quarterback that some other regime drafted. So
Yeah.
I guess the problem right now, and I want to pose to you guys, is would you fire Brian Daboll after the performances this year with the knowledge of Malik Neighbors out for the season, Cam Scatterbo out for the season? Would you still fire Brian Daboll after the performance that he's had this year?
No. It's kind of not fair to these coaches, guys. It's really not fair. When they have injuries, if Scatterbo was there, like, I think we'd be talking about something different, right? We'd be talking about them winning the NFC East. But because Scatterbo's out, now the quarterback has to adjust. And this is a rookie quarterback we're talking about. And they beat the they beat the Eagles, for crying out loud. Okay. And, he hasn't been terrible. Today they lost a tough one, but and he got Dart got injured. But you can't blame that all on Daboll. He's trying his best. It takes a coach with some boldness to bench a veteran in Russell Wilson and put in, Jackson Dart, trust a rookie like that. And he did that early in the season, which surprised a lot of people. But Jackson Dart shined, and they were doing well. They were looking like NFC East favorites, really. And then Scatterbo got hurt, and that kind of threw things off.
I would say
Yeah.
favorites.
They were one of the contenders. They
They
looked
had
like
momentum.
they looked like they had a fighting chance. Okay.
They had momentum. I'd say that. I can't.
Yeah. So
So
it's
they've
tough for
lost. They've
Daboll.
lost 4 straight. So
Yeah, you can't, Daboll's trying his best. He's trying the best with what he has. You can't blame him. I think I've been pleased by how their team has played and shown fight in a lot of these games. If you look at a lot of these past games, I don't think they've been blown out, really. It's been close.
the
So
Eagles.
as long as you keep it close,
Yeah.
that's okay. As a
Yeah.
fan, that's fine. But if you get blown out every game, then that's an issue, okay? Then that's an issue. But I think it's too early to think about firing Brian Daboll. I think he's a great coach, okay? And I think that would be the worst thing you could do for Jackson Dart's career. Jackson Dart's he's gotten comfortable. He's getting confident with more games. He gets under his belt, and the worst thing you could do as a rookie guy is give him a new coach and then confuse him about.
It's an uphill battle
fundamentals.
after that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good perspective on the Jackson Darts, because the myth for, I don't want to say myth, but the story for Daboll was he helped turn around Josh Allen. I said this a few weeks ago. I'm starting to think Daboll might be like that coach that coasts off of the success of the quarterback, who's actually just a phenomenal quarterback. Yes, Josh Allen's first year was a big turnaround after 2 years he started really being good, but I compared him a little bit to maybe McCarthy. I don't know how much of that is on Josh Allen being Josh Allen, as opposed to whatever reforms Daboll got. But I would say there was wisdom, I guess, in finally going to Dart. Part of me questions the quarterback evaluation when you start Wilson for a few weeks and then throw Dart in. It was well, you didn't think he was good the first few weeks, why didn't you just go there? But I've also said these coaches overall and these organizations are throwing these rookie quarterbacks straight into the fire right away. And I think a few games on the sideline to get them into the environment is good. But look, guys, I think I wouldn't say you fire him, because like you said, it's things outside of his control. It's still early in Dart's career, and it's an uphill battle for guys Jalen Hurts has finally made the mountaintop, but Baker Mayfield has struggled. Every quarterback that starts with a rotating cast of coaches, it hurts them. So for Jackson Dart's sake and the organization's sake, I don't think he's been even that bad in that perspective. They just haven't had a quarterback since, well, they had one since Daniel Jones, and now he's going off. So that's also another strike. But there are worse situations. I look at the Jags losing another lead, and it's a different coach, and the only common denominator is Trevor Lawrence. And Jonathan, you were saying earlier, sometimes these coaches' fates are tied to the quarterback, even if it's not really them. John mentioned this in the speak pipe, but I feel like a coach that is on a hotter seat, if you will, is Sean McDermott. And I hate to say it because I like the guy, but how are
Yeah.
the Bills losing? Like what John said, like how are they losing a game they kind of need to win when you're starting to look at the division standings? What? Because Bills now are I think 6-3.
Patriots are in first.
Patriots are in first by 2 games.
Mm-hmm. And they beat them. They beat them in Buffalo, so the next game is going to be in New England. They could win the tiebreaker.
That's one they needed to win. The way they lost was big, and at this point, you're starting to ask, like, are you just wasting Allen's prime? Because
Yeah.
the other thing with the Giants is there was a graphic in the game about like how much money they've spent on these like all-star players, and they're getting individual performances from defensive players on the Giants. Yet as a whole, it's like kind of what the Chargers issue was. Like they're spending all this money, but they're like 32nd in every metric,
Yeah.
but they're getting great performances from like Brian Burns. So like I don't know how much that's on Daboll versus him picking a D coordinator that can galvanize the team, the way Fangio did for the Eagles. That's because my understanding is Daboll's more of an offensive guy. So it's like his responsibility to get the right guy, but some of that's on the defense, giving up those leads, like John said. But I don't know, between all these examples, just to go, I feel like if you're the Bills organization, you have a really special talent in Allen, and they've lost multiple weird games this season. And Miami's another one that I'm starting to think this is like a case of a good coach that might need to find new pastures, and I hate to say it because he's part of the community there and stuff, but like you're going to miss the window to get it. Like I thought this was finally the year the Bills could do it and make it to the Super Bowl, and they're losing games in ways that are what they've been losing the past 5 years that you'd think they would fix by now. And I don't know, like Jonathan, you always say about McDermott, but I don't know. I feel like he's more in a hot seat if they end up losing this year. I don't know.
Yeah, to go to the Giants, I honestly think Daboll is not good enough, in my opinion. I think just looking at his record since he's been head coach, 20-39 and one tie, and 1-1 in the postseason.
Okay.
And that's just one postseason appearance
With
But
Daniel Jones, right?
With Daniel Jones, I just don't know. It's when I just saw a stat about the win probability of the last couple games, and against the Bears, they had a 96.9% win probability today and lost. Then against the Cowboys, 94.6% win probability at one point and lost. And then 99.8% against the Broncos, that crazy game, and they lost that. And like at some point, you have the players that you have, and you have neighbors injured, and Scadaboo got injured in one of the games. But at some point, you put out the players, and at one point, you were 99% chance to win, and you screwed it up. That can't be all on the players. That has to fall on the coaches. At some point, it has to, because you're leading out rookie quarterbacks, and you have to coach them to close out these games, and you're not doing a good job. And I just don't know how long the leash is with Brian Daboll to be like, well, let's just wait it out. Maybe next year when everybody's healthy, then let's see. And we're going to wait again. And then maybe the first year is like, oh, well, Scadaboo came back like halfway through the season, or Neighbors came back halfway through next season. So he needs a full season. So now we're going to extend him again for another year. It's like, how long are we going to wait for this guy? Like, if there's a good coach that's available, the Giants need the best available coach. And defensively,
I was say you don't think defense?
But defensively, it's been worse than it's been in years, which is surprising.
Right.
And Wink Martindale, who's their old DC, went to Michigan 2 years ago.
Oh.
So they got a new defensive coordinator. It hasn't really been the same ever since. But Brian Burns still leads the league in sacks, I think. So individually, he's playing well. But as a whole, I just don't see a fundamentally sound team. And Daboll just, for me, it's been drawn out too much. I can't wait for the healthy. He needs to show me that he can win with a not a deficit, but with a disadvantage. Like, oh, we don't have Neighbors, we'll win. Oh, we don't have Scadaboo, we'll still win. Like, you got to be able to muster out a win. You're paying Russell Wilson $1 billion to be a backup. He should, that's why you're paying for Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson, and Dart. You got 3 quarterbacks for a reason, and it didn't work out now.
They still paying Daniel Jones too?
Yeah, and they just finished paying Daniel Jones out.
Well, some of that's you think it's the organization too? I mean,
Yeah, I heard they want the
let
GM gone
Barkley-
too. They want like the Giants fans want a full clean house. I watched a guy say
of the
they
whole.
don't want Daboll, they don't want the GM. I forget Joe something. They want him gone. I mean, the picks have been great. Neighbors, Scadaboo, Dart, they've been great. But then on the field, you're seeing this disservice to them with bad coaching. It's just really tough for me. And from the Bills' standpoint, I haven't really thought about it too much. But if they can't get by the divisional again, if they make it to the conference final, I would say keep McDermott. But if they can't make it out of the divisional, I would definitely consider coaching options because, like Caleb, you said, you don't want to waste Josh Allen, and you want to keep a vibe out of like, oh, what if a really good coach becomes available? And
Interesting, yeah.
Swap them, like, because right now it's you're good, not great, and you need to be great to beat the Chiefs.
And they have a special, like many teams have a franchise quarterback who's their guy, you know. But then there are like of your generation, the best and Allen is there, you know, pretty clearly. So I would lean towards you. I just feel like anything less than a Super Bowl, and if they lose in the conference because of McDermott's kind of weird play calling, I think that might be grounds.
I mean,
what do you think, Jonathan?
I've been watching them all season. I've been telling y'all think because I'm biased as a Bills fan. As a Bills hater, y'all think I'm always biased.
I respect you acknowledging that, though.
But I've been saying it all season. I've been watching their games. It's not it this year. At least not this year. They're not winning. They're not going to the Super Bowl for sure.
I would agree. This is one of their worst teams personnel-wise they've had.
I'm glad now you guys agree with me after this game. I'm glad it took this game to find.
No. I've been saying that. I didn't pick them.
Last week was the turning point.
Yeah, I said that for them to win the AFC East, it's basically because it's been so easy, and then I didn't really expect the Patriots to be that good. But I'm like, dude, their schedule's so easy, and
they lost to the Falcons.
They lose the Falcons, they lose the Dolphins, they lose to an interdivisional rival in the Patriots. Now they're not even going to win the division. But personnel-wise, this defense is terrible. They have no receivers. It's literally James Cook and Josh Allen, and their whole defense sucks. They're a bunch of no-names.
Well, Josh Allen cost them the game multiple times. Interceptions,
fumbles, yeah,
and he did own up to that.
So like he cost them the game.
Interception.
James Cook fumbled. So it's all blame goes all around it. Don't just put on the defense. All right, they were in the position to score one time, 100%. Then they turned completely shifting the game. So it's everybody. It goes around. They're not a championship team, and I've been saying that. Yep. And so on Drake May, on the other hand, the more I watch him, the more I'm impressed by this young guy. This is a perfect story of an underdog, someone who is not flashy. People don't talk about him as much, but he's doing his work. He's working and working and working. He's developed into one of the top quarterbacks in the league. If you watch him play, this guy can ball. Okay, it's evident. I've watched his games over and over. This guy can ball. Okay, Drake May is the real deal. I think Josh Allen's in trouble. I think the window for the Bills to win the Super Bowl, I think it's closed because this guy's in the division. He's going to give Josh trouble for the next few years. I'm telling you.
Well, and think about
they waited
it,
too long.
Like every year, we're always like, oh, it's the Bills, and then the rest of the division sucks. And remember back when Brady was playing?
Yeah, that was my.
Their division sucks. They'd always win their division, and now finally we have like an actual
rivalry. Drake May doesn't play. He does not play. He's making the Patriots team look good, and it's a combination of that and the coach Mike Vrabel. John, sorry you're not here, but Vrabel.
Got it.
You got it. Let's
One
go.
swoop.
Yeah, Mike Vrabel is a good coach too. I think he's underrated.
Yeah,
he's good. That in combination with Drake May, who's just dealing dimes and feeling comfortable. The more successful he's becoming, the more comfortable he's like, man, I actually can do pretty good. And it's like, I beat Josh Allen. Our team is like 7-2, 7-1. I can't remember. And he's doing good.
8-2.
8-2. Wow.
Top of the division. 2 games ahead of the Bills.
Did you see Travion? They finally played Travion Henderson, who's rookie out of Ohio State. They've been handcuffing him for years, or not years, but games and games and games. And finally, they just said, "Screw it, we're gonna give it to him," because Stevenson was injured, and another guy was injured. And finally gave him a good amount of carries. 14 carries, 147 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Let him eat.
The guy was a national champion, and they're just basically giving him like 5 carries a game. I'm like, let him loose. And finally they did. So now they have a run game.
If they have a dangerous
and they got
run
Drake
game.
May.
And the scary part is Mike Vrabel is more of a defensive-minded coach, and so their defense is always good. Now
They
they have
love
an
it.
offense that's clicking, and Drake May is looking good. I'm gonna keep on talking about Drake May now because this guy, he's unbelievable. You wouldn't think that, but he was just quietly working whilst everybody's talking. Great. It's kind of like a
Honestly.
rookie story, right? Josh Allen's been flashy and all that. This guy's quietly doing his thing, working.
Quietly 8-2, like for real.
Quietly 8-2. It's that's perfectly well said, Caleb. And so I'm telling you, for the next few years, Josh Allen's in trouble. He has a rivalry under his hands. It's not going to be easy like it was in the past. He should have won. They should have won like 4 straight Super Bowls with how easy it was, right? But now
to be a game or two away, yeah.
Yeah, now they have legit concern that the Patriots they're not playing.
Yeah, they'd have to be looking at the wild card more every year.
Yeah.
And we honestly, in the Dorn Debate comments, we've been getting a few for the past few weeks, and for a while, people like saying Drake May is not getting enough attention. How good he is,
Yeah.
Like, I know I had the quarterback, like I stopped at Drake May, for whatever, but like a lot of comments throughout the NFL media space are like, look at Drake May, and he's like fundamentally very good. Because like Jonathan, you're saying what makes it flashy for like Allen, because I think Allen is legitimately very good, but it's like May's style is not as flashy where like you're running the way Allen runs, or you're dropping certain dimes. It's just fundamental good football that wins you games is what makes you a good quarterback, Even, Jackson Dart's gotten more attention. I think Jackson Dart's good, but like people like to see that fire, that media story. Drake May, it's less of a story in the sense of like, I mean, that he's good at football, and who cares for anything else?
And look at the list of receivers that he has to deal with. No disrespect, but still, like Mac Hollins was the leading receiver. Mac Hollins, Kyle Williams had a 72-yard touchdown. He's a rookie he went to the Senior Bowl. Stephon Diggs, 5 receptions today.
Okay,
he's veteran, kind of lost his legs. And Douglas, Hunter Henry, Trayvon Henderson, Austin Hooper. I mean, nobody is a superstar.
Too, right?
Like nobody on that team is a superstar, and that's what I think Caleb and I had talked about in other podcasts where we're talking about quarterbacks. There's like that level of like that Mahomes status of whatever receiver you have, I'm going to elevate their game.
Okay,
I don't care.
I'm glad you said that. Sorry, I'm glad you said that, but compare that to Josh Allen.
Josh Allen does that as well. He does.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Don't do that. Stephon Diggs was there. That's what.
He was MVP
Stephon
last
Diggs.
year. Who was their leading receiver? Khalil Shakir.
No.
Khalil Shakir.
No.
They
Stephon
were terrible.
Diggs.
He won MVP with a
still
terrible
good.
receiving core.
No. What about this year?
Yes.
I'm talking about this year, Jared. Every year, Patrick Mahomes has to make chicken out of chicken, and Josh Allen hasn't been able to do that. Okay, this year, look, only Kincaid is the only like key guy, and that's all he's been targeting Kincaid. But people have found him out. He can only rush, and if you stop that, then he's in trouble.
I think he still spreads the ball around, but like what I always say is like those great quarterbacks elevate even the best receivers. But it's like, or they spread the ball around really efficiently. I think Daniel Jones has been really good at that this year. I want to add about you said about the coaching, because I think if you guys remember, there was a thing with Mike Vrabel on the Titans where I think it was like they did an intentional penalty because the rules at the time made it favorable to do that. And I'm looking at a video right now. I haven't seen this exact moment, but I definitely think it's true because one of the top comment on this video is Coach of the Year type calls. It's from Jackson Kruger Sports, and the title of this video is Mike Vrabel has his team intentionally not score a touchdown, and it works. And this is like that's the kind of coaching you like to see. Those kind of clever, like that's what I don't see. Like I don't mean to pile on McDermott, but it's like little decisions like that matter, that make you the winner at the end of the day.
And I keep on I hate to always bring this back. 13 seconds. They should have
Against the Chiefs.
Okay,
That was the first sign.
Why'd you do a touchback? Why would you do that? You have to be say, guys, this is what's happening. If we don't kick a touchback, kick it like on the 20, let them run. The clock's gonna go out. Come on. Yeah,
well, remember, and just was it last year or the year before playing the Chiefs in Buffalo? Finally get a home game in Buffalo, playoff game against the Chiefs. We have Reed Ferguson on, the long snapper for the Bills, and we bring up the fake punt on their own 20-yard line or something. And luckily, they fake it. It didn't work out. and
Chiefs
the
don't score.
Chiefs ended up fumbling it in the end zone.
Yeah.
They do get it back, but still, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
You were up and you were on your own
Just
20.
overthinking it, playing.
Yeah.
I've been telling
Playing
y'all,
not-
Sean
like,
You're trying to
McDermott.
be somebody you're not.
Yeah, I've been telling y'all, Sean McDermott. He's not that guy that can make the Bills win the Super Bowl, because you have to be strategic when it comes to that high level. We're talking about Super Bowl play. You have to be a good coach. There's no fooling around anymore. Okay, that's why Andy Reid's won multiple. That's why Bill Belichick has won multiple. Okay, that's why Mike Vrabel could. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he wins one. Okay, so it takes that level of strategic thought. If the Bills don't make the AFC Championship this year, he's for sure on the hot seat. I'll say that.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
That and I, you know what irks me, because I think it is irk, because Allen, they finally have James Cook, like an all-star, a superstar running back to complement a superstar quarterback. What bothers me, and every year you think McDermott can pull it around, but what I last playoffs I saw them winning in their game, and you know what I keep seeing is against good teams they play not to lose. And I don't like that mentality. Like the way the play, the way the team operates. I mean, the players
especially last year against the Chiefs.
Yeah,
in the
like
playoffs.
the play calling. I'm not saying
Terrible.
but it's like some sort of like fear that yeah, in the playoffs I really had them winning, 'cause I think on paper they could have, but just seeing some of the trepidation, the fear of, like, I think from the style of play calling that I think starts from the top. I don't, that's what bothers me, and that's the part that I agree with, like, fundamentally with. Like, last year was the year for me where I was like, you have the tools to do it. Like, I think it was James Cook was the one that was like, for me, like, you spread the ball around well, you have fair enough receivers, Allen and Cook finally, and a defense, and you're still playing like you're afraid to lose, and that's what shows to me.
And
So
not only afraid to lose, but like afraid of the Chiefs. Like last year, the play calling was just like
conservative or fearful.
Yeah, like when they got down, they're just like, here. It was like, here we go again.
Or they
like,
do goofy stuff like what we talked about with the punt, like the fake punt. Like it's not bold. It's like you're kind of afraid to lose. We got to do something kind of radical right now.
Yeah, it's not within your like realm.
It's not a bold style. Like I think of Doug Peterson calling the Philly special wasn't like desperate. It was like, we're just gonna do it because it's the best play we think right now. But like it's a totally different mindset than, this is a good team, we got to do something different here. And it's being a little facetious with the Bills, but that's what bothers me. So I would agree. They're losing Atlanta, Dolphins. Like these are they need these wins too because of how good the Patriots are, or else they're looking at the bubble. I mean, they'd be in the playoffs as of today.
Where would they be? They
would be 6, and the Chiefs would be number 8, looking out from the outside looking in. But
what?
If it ended today, they would still be.
Yeah, Chiefs are out. I'm sure some Chiefs are on the outside, but I wouldn't.
But like,
on that.
Right, and that's had they won.
Crazy to say that.
Had the Bills won, they're 6. Bills are 6-3. Chiefs are 5-4. Had the Bills won 2 games that we kind of believe they should have won, they'd be 8-3, right?
Yeah.
So
they should have beaten the Falcons. They should have beaten the Dolphins.
They should have not beat the Falcons. They didn't they? Was it close against the Falcons?
Well, no, I mean like statistically, like record wise, like the Falcons are way worse.
They should have won that one. They should have
won that. And the Patriots game at home, you got to win that.
You got to win at home. You got to win at home.
You're the veteran team. You have a veteran quarterback, veteran head coach. You just lost to a brand new coach. Well, Vrabel's a veteran coach, but brand new coach for the Patriots and a sophomore quarterback. You got to win that game. Like it's at home. And they unveiled their new freaking jerseys and everything, the new rivalry jerseys. I'm like, are you kidding me? How do you lose in those jerseys? But on the flip side with the Dolphins, though, same division. Do you think McDaniel bought himself like a couple more weeks before he gets fired?
Yeah,
I think he's gone.
Yeah, no. He bought himself a couple more weeks.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you can tell there's promise there. It's just been a tough stretch for them for whatever reason. I'm sure there's been some injuries here and there.
Do you believe in Tua, or do you think they need to get him out?
I mean, he's been inconsistent. We'll see how he finishes out the season, but look, I mean, it's just tough. It's a tough situation because he just like the Bills. I don't know if they suck, actually, or like it's
or the
tough.
Dolphins.
He bought himself some time. Let's just say Tua did bring himself some time. He gave people that didn't believe in him a little bit more comfortability with him, being there. But yeah, I think he bought himself some time. There are some quarterbacks out there that just suck every single game, and you know, okay, this guy has to go. But
Okay.
Tua, it's not like that. It's kind of tough to tell. So I think they should finish out the season and then assess like where he is. If he only does good against just the Bills, then like, you know, obviously there has to
Yeah.
be some thought. But I think you have to give him a shot now that it wasn't even close. They dominated the Bills. Great
Well,
passes.
John said, Achan turned into Jonathan Taylor.
I mean,
Like Achan
Achane-
ran 170 something yards.
Yeah, A-Chain, he's good. If he stays healthy, that's a key piece, right? He has the speed. Like, yeah, if A-Chain stays healthy, I don't know if he's been injured throughout the season or whatever.
Achan's
but
been fine, but they lost Tyreek. Their
Yeah.
defense is it's just terrible. There's just no good players. They traded
their
Jalen
defense is
Phillips.
terrible, but they held the Bills to 13 points.
Exactly, and they forced Josh Allen an interception, 2 fumbles. Like that's
Jeez.
crazy. How did they get motivated to win when the Bills couldn't? It's crazy. I don't really understand that win. I think McDaniel is gone at the end of the season, regardless of how they finish out, unless it's a crazy.
Imagine
win
him with
out.
the Bills though.
But they're not going to make the playoffs, and I just don't think he's a good coach. I think he just
don't?
had a philosophy that expired, which was like that speed and space.
I don't
that
think it's expired.
Tyreek, Waddle. I think
see what you're
I think
saying.
it's expired.
It's not expired, man. Like today was evidence of that. Waddle.
Yeah, that's their second
Achane.
win of the year.
I
third
think
win
he'll
of the
lose
year.
his job because of his fate tied to Tua. What I always say with coaches, like I've said this before, but imagine like he's an offensive. I mean, what they got Achan under his tenure, right? Like, and Jonathan, you have a point. Like Tua's either an amazing quarterback or he's throwing multiple picks, and you're like, what? Why are we starting?
He's like
imagine that
just
offensive,
above average,
but like
just above.
I don't know. Mate, imagine him with Josh Allen, like what they'd be doing. You know, isn't that kind of interesting?
It'd be insane.
Like, right? Like, I think he'll lose if he's gone at the end of the season. I don't think it's because he's a bad coach. Maybe not. I don't know how much of a leader of men he is, to be fair. But like,
I agree.
and
I don't
that's
think
kind
he's-
of a flaw. But like, offensive mind wise, I do think he. I don't know. I think he could go up to like if the Bills were looking for talent at a coach, they might have success with him. I don't know.
you hit it right on the head. It's if you look at him, he doesn't look like an NFL coach. Like look compared to him and Vrabel. Like Vrabel is a former NFL player, a former defensive lineman who played behind Bill Belichick or played for Bill Belichick. Like that's somebody that you can respect and be a leader of men. But Mike McDaniel wears fucking capri pants in 100-degree weather. Like you can't respect that man. You can't.
I mean, that's nothing to do with. I don't think that's anything to do with. Jared.
He got caught vaping on the sideline. You can't have a leader of 30-year-old men, and this guy's younger than some of these guys. Like
Sean
and-
McVay.
Sean McVay won a Super Bowl.
They
Mike
all
McDaniel
coached-
hasn't even sniffed the Super Bowl.
That's like the entire coaching tree of I forgot who, but they all coached together. Kyle Shanahan,
Oh,
Mike
yeah.
McDaniel, Sean McVay. I mean, they're all good. Okay, that's why they're all coaches.
I just don't think
so-
he could be a good offensive coordinator. I don't
Yeah.
think he's a head coach.
The
A head
defense-
coach is different. That's a
he
lot
needs
of
to-
responsibility.
No, he needs to fire the defensive coordinator and get a new one, and they need to like do some trades to get more defensive talent and stuff. That's what it is. And then, yeah, Tua has to be consistent.
But that's his
what it takes.
fault. He hired him. That's the thing with the head coach.
I don't
you
know
have
if the
to
head
have-
coach has a say. So it depends on the team. Some head coaches don't have a say. They
You
just
get
have
your
to
own
do-
personnel. You get your own coaching staff. So I guess it's his
yeah,
fault
yeah,
at the end of the day.
Yeah, you get your own coaching staff, but in terms of players, like it's more like the managers and the general manager that kind of
like-
chooses, and you got to deal with what is given to you. Some
Sometimes,
coaches
yeah.
may have a little bit more say, but others maybe
Right.
not so much.
Especially
So
one
it
about
depends
the
on the-
Giants.
Cap.
What about him not being able to win in the cold? Like, it's the same every year. They barely scrape into the playoffs, and then they lose in the first round. They fizzle out when it gets cold in November and December. Like, it's the same stuff.
That's not his
I mean,
fault. It's not his fault.
I mean,
what can you do?
at some point it's got to be. At some point it's got to be. I mean, this podcast has been kind of like a coaching tree here, coaching
yeah.
hot seat. Is there any that you could see that you'd want to point out for head coaches that could be on the hot seat? I'm trying to look like.
I mean,
I wanted to
yeah.
talk about the Ravens.
yeah.
I want to pull up a stat about the
Okay.
Ravens.
Yeah. Give it to us.
So they beat the Vikings in Minnesota. Great quality win.
27-19.
27-19. This stat popped up that in history, teams that have started 1-5, only 4 have made the playoffs after starting 1-5. That would be the Bengals in 1970, the Chiefs in 2015, the Colts in 2018, and the Washington Commanders in 2020. So the last team to do it was 2020. I believe that was the Taylor Heineke year, maybe in 2020. But so only 4 teams have made the playoffs after starting 1-5. Currently, the Ravens started 1-5, and now they're 4-5. And not only are they like in the playoff race, but this game with the Steelers and Chargers are up 15-3. If the Steelers lose, that's 5-4 for the Steelers. The Ravens are 4-5. They're 1 game out of first place. So like after starting 1-5, you not only could make the playoffs, you could win your division. That's crazy.
It's a shallow division. And what does that say about? We talked about this a few weeks ago, but maybe because we're talking about coaches. What stood out to you, Jared, about the coaching? Like it's kind of amazing that they're winning. At the same time, they are in this hole, partly because of injury, but it's been like 3 to 4 years of injuries and or losing in the playoffs. So pick your poison, I guess.
And I've heard a lot of Ravens fans.
What do they say? What's the
with John
murmurs?
Harbaugh saying, he won 1 Super Bowl, kind of like a Mike McCarthy thing. He's holding on to that 1 Super Bowl.
But he's not the guy.
Maybe like they're just getting sick of his antics, and they need a new, fresh face.
They're losing Lamar's. Same thing with the Bills. Like they have a real special talent, and like it's not forever. This window, and the middling success is worse than just being outright bad, or you know what I mean.
Yeah, I still think Harbaugh's a good coach.
You'd keep him though if they.
Were you the one that said like didn't you say he was on the hot seat or something, or was that you?
That's what I was just saying. I was saying that Baltimore Ravens fans have been getting sick of his antics because they're like, he's only won 1 Super Bowl, and it's kind of like Mike McCarthy where he won 1 Super Bowl and he's just hanging on to that title of Super Bowl champion. And so some of the Baltimore like diehard Ravens fans early in the season are like, we're losing the same way. We lose a 4th quarter lead every single year. We can't close out games. It's the same story with John Harbaugh. And so they wanted, hey, if this season doesn't go well, are we going to consider maybe changing coaches? But now at 4-5, one of their worst seasons they've had in a while, and they could still win the division. And only 4 teams have made the playoffs after starting 1-5 in the history of the NFL. And they're going to be a team that could make it, and not only that, but win the division with John Harbaugh at head coach. I think that's a good feat. But I think
they probably won't win the Super Bowl though. That's kind of my critique. Is like it'd be amazing if they make it, yes, but
I think their defense is still terrible. Like I know, I really thought JJ would do well against the Ravens. He played terrible. But I'll give credit to the Ravens for going into Minnesota and beating the Vikings. But the Ravens defense is absolutely abysmal. So they traded Jay Alexander. They barely freaking played the guy. But they didn't do any trades in the trade deadline to improve that defense. So for me personally, I think the defense is not good enough to even maybe win 1 game. They could win 1 game, but that's it. But offensively, I like it. All right, so the last topic we're going to do, I put up a poll or a questionnaire on Instagram that was give us your hot take about the NFL season so far. Just wanted some quick feedback from people. I'll go through a couple right now. So the first one was Achane and JT, Jonathan Taylor, are top 2 running backs, which it's hard to disagree.
This week?
After this no, he's saying just in general.
The whole season?
Yeah, the whole season.
JT for sure. I mean, is Achane? Is Achane by the numbers? I would think CMC maybe.
Well, if you're talking about receiving back, he's like a top 10 receiver.
I'm thinking fantasy.
Running wise, he's been awful.
Yeah, he's been awful, yeah.
Fair point. Maybe I'm thinking fantasy wise, which is a little inflated with the passing. Who would be a better runner?
I mean, Derrick Henry would be
Henry at the start of the season.
Derrick Henry would be up there if he hadn't fumbled so much and like
Gibbs.
Actually, true. A good point.
I would take Gibbs.
But if it's those two, I actually maybe I would say Etienne
Etienne,
when
I
healthy.
can't. Top two, actually, I can't. Etienne needs to do it more consistently.
It's a little
Yeah.
it's a little generous, but I could respect it.
Gibbs. Oh, Bijan.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe Bijan. Yeah, it's just he's on a bad team, so that's what does it.
Yeah.
Interesting question though. Who leads in? Let me look that up. Hold on.
That was from Brock Hennig.
Thanks, Brock. Oh, James Cook.
Nah.
Oh yeah, he
I would go James Cook second. I'm
second.
biased,
Oh, 'cause
but
you have him.
If you
he's second. I have him in fantasy. Yes, he's second in rushing yards though.
Yeah, but overall best runner. I don't just include the rushing yards. I include like fumbling and all that. He fumbled today. That's like he cost his team. So I mean
Today, yes, but that's his first fumble.
what about the others? I can't remember the last
all
time
season.
those others fumbled.
Henry has 3. Who?
Like the others we mentioned.
Bijan
Taylor.
has 2.
Jonathan Taylor, exactly. Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan
and
Taylor is 0
Etienne.
this year.
Etienne.
Yeah,
Etienne
those are on top.
has
Those are the
1.
top two
Etienne
this
has
year.
1.
Okay, well, Jonathan,
Etienne
that
has
leaves
1.
Jonathan Taylor. How much does he have?
Wait,
Jonathan
what
Taylor's
about
number
2
1,
then?
but James Cook has
A-Chain.
I'd say James Cook by the
By
numbers.
the number.
James Cook has not done a game like
A-Chain has 3 touchdowns this season.
It didn't matter about touchdowns. What about the rushing yards? Say the rushing yards again.
Jonathan Taylor, this is on ESPN.com, rushing stats 2025. Jonathan Taylor is 895. James Cook is 867. J.K. Dobbins is in third,
Yeah, That's
772.
surprising.
But then Taylor and Cook, Taylor's 12 touchdowns, Cook has 7. I think the only other double digit here is actually Josh Jacobs at 10, but he has 300 less yards.
Jacobs is
Um,
very consistent.
Let's see who has the most touchdowns. By touchdowns, it goes Taylor, Jacobs, Williams, actually Josh Allen, then James Cook, then
Williams.
Henry, then Gibbs.
I think as for running backs, people can.
Devontae.
I think as running backs, people kind of overrate touchdowns because you can be on the 1 yard line. I can give it to you and say, "Oh, touchdown." That's
Well, then what's the what's
no,
the
it's just like
metric?
it helps them
Every
score.
metric, Etienne's worse than Cook. What are we going off of?
No, no,
I mean, yards per game, James Cook has
Don't
the
get me
highest
wrong.
yards
Okay,
per
how
game.
many attempts? How many attempts does Cook have versus A-Chain? Let's look at that.
Really digging deep.
Okay,
Because
let's.
attempts, I'm sure James Cook has a lot of attempts.
A-Chan is
Okay, and what about
121.
A-Chain?
No. A-Chan has 121. James Cook has
Oh,
153.
see, and then the yards.
Well, let's look at the average. Average is 5.7 for James Cook. Average is 5.0 for
Okay,
A-Chan.
similar. What about the total?
So
Actually,
it's
kind of helps
less.
Cook
What
though.
about the
'cause he
20
has-
yards?
we-
Do you know?
All right, no, I'm telling you. All right,
No.
I have like 3
You're
other
just having
things.
a laugh. You're just having a laugh at this
Jesus
point. I
Christ.
forgot about James Cook. I'm biased by the
It's
numbers.
more
I
attempts.
didn't
Just
know
trying
he
to
was
find
this
one
good.
stat.
No,
and be
no,
like,
no,
"Ah,
no,
that
that's
was- that's
the
important."
attempts. The attempts is a stat. He is
Why do you
But
like
we
A-Chan
averaged it
so? He's a
out.
good running
No,
back.
no.
We did
I like
the
A-Chan
average
too, but
average.
he's not
but
number
I'm saying
2.
how many yards though, like in total, because he has more attempts.
He's less
You're
total
inc-
yards.
Like
No. Oh, yeah, exactly. He has less total yards. But I'm telling you, how close is it though?
A-Chan.
Is it like 300, 400?
How
How many
much?
yards apart? You know what I'm saying? Yep.
A-Chan has 606 rushing
Okay.
yards. James Cook has
Okay. And
867.
see, and it's not fair to compare that because the reason being he has 150 plus attempts. This guy has 121, so it's kind of tough. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't like when they can do that stuff. In terms of the
But
actual,
his average
the
still
av-
is 0.7.
in terms of the actual value of the player,
which actually helps Cook though, because he's
Well, it's
doing.
not-
You'd think it would go down the more attempts, but it's actually gone
it's
up
kinda,
the
I don't
more
know.
he
It's
gave
kind
him
of
the
not
ball.
fair though because A-Chain has Tua.
What is he, your brother? Dude,
No,
get
no,
off him.
A-Chain has Tua, and so he has Tua. This guy has Josh Allen, and so they're looking at Josh Allen or him, and so people are always keen on Josh Allen. They're like, "Oh, this guy's not going to do anything," and then he gives it to him and he his
Right.
opportunity. And not
Right,
only
you're
that,
He's actually one of the best runners too. Like
Bills-
Allen kind of shows up
the
on
Bills
this
do
list.
have a better. Bills probably have the best offensive line in football. Okay, so you guys would agree. to that.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
One of the best.
Next to
yeah,
the
which helps a
Steelers,
lot.
maybe. All
Where's
right,
Bijan?
all right.
Bijan,
We're
okay.
off of
Interesting.
H.
Interesting. I haven't seen this.
Freaking buy his jersey, Jonathan. All right, one guy.
I would think maybe you'd want Dowdle.
Michael Pigheady. Okay, hang on. All right, so Michael Pigheady 1 says Drake May.
Yes, that's it. I agree. Enough said.
And your
Mic
answer
drop.
is yes. It's not even a
Mic
question.
drop. Yes, I agree. Strike me. That's it.
I mean, we all get what he's saying, and he's actually Mike. You're not. We
You're
get
onto
it, and you're
something.
probably
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Um,
What was the prompt, Jared?
it was give us your hot take for the NFL season. He just says Drake May.
That's it.
Jonathan gets it.
You know, but we get it, and he's
Enough said.
and
That's
Jonathan's
actually
on-
too much.
you're on the same
Should have just said
frequency.
May.
Yeah, exactly.
Drake. Mayo.
All right, the last one here from Heath says there's not one good team at all. Every team could possibly beat every team, which is how I think we've described this year. Is we always are like crowning this one team. Oh, nobody could beat the Lions.
Yeah.
They get beat. Nobody could beat the Eagles. Oh, they get beat. Like Chiefs have been beaten several times. Bills have now just lost to the Dolphins. Like every week, there's
a good
one
point.
team that we like think about. We're like, yeah, that's a Super Bowl contender, and then they lose to a crappy team, and your brain just breaks. And last year we had the Chiefs that were undefeated until like I don't even know when, 12 weeks into the season. So we had that,
Yeah.
and the Eagles were on a tear. So this year, I think I kind of agree that like. I have no
like that, too.
confidence in my locks anymore. There's always a slight
There's-
fear that they'll get upset because of that.
Honestly, well, because the Panthers Jets win weird games sometimes. They put up good fights, and I really like that take because it kind of describes why some of the games have been so surprising. Like there's no alpha. Not to say like we expect the Chiefs to be good. Like there are teams we expect to be good and are good, but like, all right, like okay, by the numbers, the kind of teams that I think he's alluding to would be like the Colts or the Patriots by record, 8-2. Both of them are 8-2, and like I actually almost want to say like they might be. They're just not flashy, but then there's also they do like the Colts lost a weird one, you know. But like you know what I'm saying? Like they're 8-2, yes, but I think most people would say either the Patriots it's still new and we got to see if it lasts. Same with the Colts, like they're not the alpha.
You know, that's a good point.
in people's mind.
That's a good point. The teams that are good right now are new good teams. They were bad last year. Now they're good.
That's a good
The
way to say it.
Patriots,
Yeah,
the Colts, the Broncos. That's the top three teams in the AFC.
maybe the Bears I think are on a 3. Was it on a
Well,
3?
yeah. Then you have the Eagles, who
But
aren't.
then
You know,
there's-
they're fine.
Yeah,
But Panthers at 5-5. I know they lost today, but that's
they're
the
2.
Seahawks. We got to talk about. I mean,
Oh,
we can
yeah,
talk about
the
them
Se-
later
oh, yeah,
until
I
they play a
forgot.
better team. But the Seahawks and Sam Darnold, dude. JSN. Does anybody have JSN in fantasy? Because
No, but he's from
No.
Rockwall, Texas.
But I'm happy for him. Finally found
Where
a
is he from?
quarterback unlocking his potential.
Rockwall, Texas. He was
Is
doing
that
this in
near
high
you?
school against Kyler Murray
Okay, so,
oh,
in the Cowboy Stadium. I might add.
and,
Well, he's
and
playing like he's
typical
from Texas.
Ohio
He's
State
balling out.
receiver, like every year, and Ohio State receiver goes off. But dude, they're 7-2. The Rams are 7-2. The Niners are
another one,
6-4. That division.
This is what
crack.
makes the NFL king in the U.S. Okay, it's the most competitive league in America. Okay, in basketball, you have the dominant teams that always win, and you know the teams that are gonna. You basically in the first few months, like first month or so, you know who's gonna probably make the playoffs and who's not, who's gonna miss the playoffs based on the first few games. Here in the NFL, any given Sunday, anything could happen, and that's what makes it fun to watch. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So that's why I enjoy it. And so yeah, I don't think every team sucks like that guy was saying. I think it's just very competitive, and you can't get complacent as a team. Even the Chiefs, look at them. You can't get complacent. You always have to be
Yeah.
thinking about how you can change your game, right? Because
Yeah.
after a while, teams are gonna catch on to this is what the Mahomes likes to do. This is what they like to do. You have to always be evolving if you want to be great. Okay.
Yep.
And Patriots are able to do that with Tom Brady. Let's see if the Chiefs can do that. Let's see if other teams can do that. Bills are going through some struggle right now. It looks like teams have figured them out. That's what it looks like. Teams have figured them out. So we'll see what happens. But this is what makes the NFL fun. You have to always be evolving, or somebody else is going to catch up.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that's a good
yeah.
way to end the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that was a good podcast. I think we talked about a lot. Kind of didn't even realize that we were talking about coaches on the hot seat, but I think that might be the thumbnail. Is talking
Yeah.
about some coaches on the hot seat that you wouldn't expect. Sean McDermott, John Harbaugh, possibly.
Mike
So there's a
McDaniel.
lot of good ones. Mike McDaniel,
McDaniel.
Brian Daboll. So that was a good
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, honestly.
Thanks, John, for the speak pipe. Gave us some good topics. Really,
I I'd love to do a pod in Dublin
Yeah,
someday.
sparked the
Love Ireland.
conversation. Oh yeah, yeah. You talked about Dublin. We should.
Right? But
Does everybody have a passport?
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
That would be
yeah.
pretty. Dude, the Berlin game, that stadium. Did you see the history behind that?
What are you talking about?
The Berlin
specifically?
game this week. This.
Yeah. But
So that stadium
say?
in Berlin is where
Yeah.
they had the 1990 or 1933
Olympics.
Olympics when Hitler was in power,
Oh.
and
Jesse Owens.
With
Jesse Owens won the gold medal, and he put his hand up, and
Yeah.
that stadium is like kept in pristine condition. It looks exactly the same as it did before, and it looks awesome. It looks so freaking sick.
What team plays? Is there a football?
I think it's just
team?
I don't know. That's a good question. But
Because it's just, but yeah. I think the NFL is also trying to. Didn't they just make an announcement that the NFL is like investing more into the Berlin or the Germany games?
I don't know. There's one more game, right? There's one in Spain. That'll be the last one. There's one.
Yeah. But hey,
I think there's one coming to
There was one in
Ghana.
Dublin, right?
Remember that commercial?
Oh, yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
what was that for?
I don't know if they're looking for players. I don't know, something like that, right?
They're
They're trying to expand the game
international
and
pool.
bring it awareness in Ghana.
Oh, to put like a
I mean, it's
camp there
smart.
and start breeding NFL.
Yeah,
players,
the way you see like a lot of Polynesian players
Yeah.
or and like
like
yeah.
Hawaii and
Especially,
stuff.
I mean, talk about baseball to open it up, like for the American game, baseball to be pretty well streamed. I think the viewership numbers for baseball were higher than the NBA finals this year.
Yeah.
I think, or from last year.
Baseball had like two
so hey,
countries though, because Canada was in it. So it was like Canada
Yeah,
versus US.
also true. It's America, Japan, US. But hey, that's what's cool about sports is it brings strangers together. So the more the merrier. I
One
say.
day we'll go international. One day. All right. So thank you guys all for listening and watching our Week 10 recap episode. If you haven't already, go over to our Instagram and our TikTok at Dormitory Podcast and Sauceful over on there. And make sure you hit the subscribe and the hype button in the comments below for YouTube. Last podcast went absolutely nuclear for us, and I think it's at like 375 views. Don't know what happened with that, but that just got pushed to a lot of people. So if you're new here and subscribe, thank you so much. And we have a podcast every single week. So like I say every podcast, as always, we will see you guys next week.